Welcome to the Pecco Show. It is, of course, interview time. This week, I am delighted to welcome on a man who makes sure that any special moments that you have are taken in a way that nobody else can take it, okay? And they will stay with you forever and always. It is, of course, Fra Lucchesi from Fra Lucchesi Photography. Fra, welcome to the show, man. What's crack?
Good intro, lad. Thanks very much for that.
I'm trying
Cheers.
my best with these. I try and remember to breathe sometimes. So we're
Yeah,
doing
no,
them,
you got it. You got it. Thanks.
But look, as we said, you are in the photography world, my man. Okay, you are flying. Like we did well to get time now, right?
You're not busy. True. Busy is the word. Yeah, at the minute. Well, it's wedding season, so
exactly. Yeah, and of course, it's wedding season for everybody.
That's true. Yeah, a couple of weeks myself.
A couple of weeks. So here's a question, right? Who do you trust, right? To be
there's loads. I trust them all.
It's like, listen, I want you to take it this way, and I want you to take it that way. Don't make me stand there.
No, look, I'm in the industry, so I know what they know what to do.
Exactly.
One of the lads did, so he's great. So
sweet, happy days. Cheap plug and all that from, like, you know what I mean? So
yeah, that's true.
Look, come here. I was just to get into kind of the whole thing. Like, how did this all begin? You know what I mean? Like, you haven't been doing this like all your life. You know what I mean? So, like, where did it all kick off? From where did the drive, the idea of it all come about?
It's by chance, just by chance, honestly. So, like, I was in the army, and it wasn't for me. I just didn't agree with it. I wasn't going to agree with it. I just wanted something else. The family goes wanted something else from it. And one day I went to my mum's, and my niece was there. She's only one at a time, and I took a picture of her looking at the window on my phone. It was an iPhone phone four at a time, and I thought nothing of it. Just turned it black and white, and I put it online on Facebook. And then my sister texted me, or she sent me a message going, "Oh, you into it, photography?" Like, my friend, she's seen a picture, said you've got nice. So within that, then the penny drop situation. So it's like, oh, here's my thing. I want to do something like this. And it was because I was looking for something to do or to sort of zone in on. And I say I've done art class as a kid. I always be interested in art. And then I was like, well, that's the fucking next thing, isn't it? So I was like, right, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it and just put all into it. Right? So
happy days. And how long is it now?
I started in 2013.
So like we're hitting 10 years, like
10 years. Yeah, it was quick. No, like, it was slow pacing. So it was. It was like, listen, again, you just can't jump into it. Like, so I wasn't going to say, I went on a course. I'd done a year of that, studied it, and then I was lucky as well with a lot of things as well, because I ended up booking in a few places that people sort of see me doing it. So that like got me moving a bit, and then it just sort of snowballed, one job after the other. So I was like, oh, cool, this is great. Like, and then I think some people see you do things, sort of, okay, you're doing it, and someone throw you a gig here and there, and then, you know, it just has a thing. So
it's one of them, like, photography, like it is kind of like word of mouth almost, in a sense, because, you know, when you do a job and it's people are so happy with that, they then show the photographs to people and more people and more people and more, and it's like a snowball effect where it's like, oh, who's that guy? Oh, I have a question.
It's like, especially like likes of Dundalk as well, this town as well, because like, it's a small enough town. People know a lot of people. You know, so then if you like, but you got a lot of referrals of people as well. So you do one, like, oh, well, you've done this. No, look, it's not the case for everything.
Yeah.
You know, people have different preferences, and that's totally on them. Like, if they do whatever they want to do.
And that's what I was going to say. I made a joke there before we started, where when it comes to wedding season, as you said, right, the majority of the time you might be speaking more to the bride to be more than the groom to be, right? I suppose, like, couples want, like, obviously I'm a married man and I don't really remember much about the photography side of it, right? But like, obviously bridesmaids, mothers-in-law, they want certain things. Like, is it ever difficult to kind of build up that rapport, or is it, how important is it, I suppose, is more the right question, to build that rapport, to they have trust in you?
You sort of have to be relaxed. Like, I'm sort of like, I think a lot of us in the industry, a lot of us that are doing it, we sort of know now, like, you walk into a house and you just have to be yourself and be relaxed about it. Because you can win, it can be height, like, things can be heightened as it is. You go in and crack a few jokes, get them relaxed.
Yeah,
they love that. Then once they're sort of relaxed and they're like, this is what we want. Then best thing if you went in then, like I'd hate to go in and start, okay, I need to do this, you have to do this for me, or this. That only gets them going up and up and up, and then they're like, oh, stress. So you just go into, look, relax, chill out, let's do it. What do you want? Tell us. We're going to do it a certain way. We'll do it our way, but you tell us what you want. What would you like from the day? And the more than enough, like a lot of clients, they just want to be relaxed.
Yeah. Well, it's to take the stress off them. You know what I mean? Like 100%.
Yeah, because like you look at it this way, like they're paid an awful lot of money for the day, like, and you know, I always like look some brides and somebody try to micromanage their day, and I said, look, you've paid everybody to do that for you. You should be based just getting dressed. Someone should be just sipping you back up and hand you a drink and just going about your day.
Yeah, exactly. It should be that simple.
It should be that simple because like that's what they. But then like, and that's there's a lot of weddings. Some where it's tend to go like, if there's any friction, it tends to be where bride tries to micromanage the day too much. You're like, just relax a wee bit, you know.
Yeah.
But most of them doesn't. Rarely happens. Most of them brilliant, and they just want to. They want to be enjoying themselves as much as the rest.
I like, how long is it? Because again, I'm sure the wife did all of this when it came down. Right? How long in advance does somebody have to kind of book a photographer for a wedding? Like,
oh look, to be honest, I've weddings 3 years away.
Jesus Christ! Okay, right.
Yeah, it's look, it's whatever they want. Like, so people can understand. Look and say, look, I'm free. I'll book you if you want. No bother. I'll take the booking.
That's I always wondered. I know obviously like bands and stuff. You know what I mean? You have to.
A lot of people like to be on the ball with it. A lot of people do. Like you have now. There is the flip side. Is that you have people so relaxed there, and you're like, and it causes anxiety being relaxed. Like them being relaxed, too relaxed. You're like, oh my god, this is too. Like, we like to be relaxed and we like to take things easy and like go with the flow, but there is too relaxed, and it's like, oh right, this will be like, no, I don't care. But yeah, a lot of them, like I done a wedding there 2 weeks ago, and she only booked me 3 weeks beforehand.
So I know what you mean. Like, you were available.
She was like, "You free?" I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "When?" And she would send the date. And I was like, "Oh, next year." Yeah. No. Coming up, and I was like, "Oh, right, no bother. Let's go for it."
Yeah, nice and relaxed. Like, well,
yeah, it's like this. Yeah.
Everybody has their own. Every photographer has their own style. Everybody has their own kind of photo that they love. Right? You put a picture up 2 days ago. All right, it was S&C. That was the wedding. Okay, so I love the way you always put the initials up. Right? I love this photo. I don't know what you did. It's they're in the middle of it, right? Obviously having a beautiful moment, but you have what looks like ghosts around them.
Just moving. Just keep moving.
It's like, is there a certain style, Fra, that you love doing? Like, is there a type of picture that you would say, yeah, that's the type I like to get?
I don't know. Like, to be honest, I love human emotion. Like, I love looking at people, and that's like when I started out, I was like, I'm gonna do all this. I want to plan, do all these, take note, like, and I just, as I was doing these things, I was like, I just don't have the same feeling for it. And then what it got me, and it was like, because of what I studied and what like the things I sort of latched onto when I was studying it was the stuff with human emotion and what got me, and like why I like that. And so I was like, well, like you see, look, most of my pictures, there's a person in every picture, like
100%.
It's very strange to me, like. And I can't really, like, look, listen, there's a lot of photographers out there do way better than me, like landscapes and all that there. So but that's just not my thing, like. So
exactly, and that's the style. That's your thing.
I just love to see people like in a certain moment, and I sort of narrate it myself in my head, like why I put a wee story in it, just myself. It just makes sense to me the same way. It mightn't be the same to them, but to me it does.
Well, right. So the first photo, as you said, taken on a phone. Okay. Literally, of a 1 year, right? Okay, of a 1 year old, right? Happy as Larry. It's been 10 years. Is there one photo you've done that is your like standout photo? If you know what I mean, like that. That's your. You'll always.
So here's the thing. So you have a few. You always, but then you go back and look at them. You're like, oh, I don't see the same, and that's just progression at the end of the day. Like, because there's a few. I remember some of this. Like I look back now at some things I've done at the start, and like, oh, I'm cringing looking at it. And then I'm like, and at the time I thought it was brilliant. So it's always like, you're so sorry, it's a more of a learning curve. Like, there's a few, and if you always stand out for me, I sort of like, I always, like, I look back and going, yeah, I do like that shot, do like that. And it's only a few, like, that sort of stick around with. There's one, I done one in Dublin. This guy, it was just a street picture of just load of people in the street, and I done a ton of black and white, and just like, so yeah, I love that. And then that was actually for the photography club when I was in the photography club, and then I done another one of one of the girls, just a portrait of her face, and that was it. I love that. So, yeah, so it was just simple wee things. But yeah, there's a load I like, and then as the time passes, I go,
like, because in 10 years more time now, you know what I mean? Like, it'll be something completely different. You know what I mean? You'll be like, oh my God, that now is, you know what I mean? Like, the one.
Yeah.
And right, so my wife was a bridesmaid at a wedding a long time ago, right? And I had organised, because the bride wanted it, to get one of those shots. It was an aerial one now, right? It was a friend of mine that did it called Goose, right? He did the aerial ones where he had a really high thing shooting down, so you had to get them all in the love heart, right? Which was fucking impossible, right? Like, you know what I mean? It was impossible. It was out in Dalva Castle. It was nearly impossible to get it done, right? But that's the little challenges. You said you like the human emotion, in a sense, in a photograph, right? Have you ever had like issues or problems where you're kind of just like, I need something here off you guys. Like, I need a little bit of, you know what I mean?
You get it. Like, you do get it. Some, like, you do get it. But at the end of the day, like, you just have to sort of speak to them and say, look, listen, are you, like, when we do a shoot or we're doing shoot, like, we're doing a certain point, like, try today, I'd always say to the couple that, are you happy with everything now?
Yeah.
Are you happy? And then once you say, yeah, move on to the next thing. I just want to get the clarification that they're okay and they are sort of, you know, go ahead. Some people just, and some don't, and you sort of have to weigh it up as well. And if it's not them, it's not them. And you know, you don't want to. The worst thing is trying to force it onto someone, and they just comes out wrong there.
Yeah, because they're looking at that picture for a long time, and like,
so some couples you just can't pose, and they won't, and they're not. And then when you do, and I've done it at the start, I sort of forced them into it, and then I look back at the pictures, and you can see the frustration and the awkwardness of them not enjoying it. It's like, well, you know what? Best just let them do it themselves from now on.
Exactly.
Because it's not them.
Are you a Friends fan? Tell me you're a Friends fan. TV show Friends.
Yeah.
Right. So a bit like Chandler not being able to pose for the engagement photo with Monica, and Joey, of course, swoops in, so he does to the rescue. You know what I mean? Well, listen, Camille, what are you at the minute, in a sense? I know it's wedding season and all that kind of stuff, but have you anything else that you're loving at the minute, that you're enjoying, or is it? Yeah, I know Kristen's weddings. Like, there's loads of things that people can obviously ask you to come and take photos for. But any projects or anything like that you're kind of getting going on, or are you just that busy at the minute?
I'll be honest, I'm that busy. Yeah. That's the truth. Like, there's no stopping it. Like, the minute I had a few ideas, and there was a few ideas I did. Like, I was like, I'd love to do this and that. I just don't have time.
Yeah.
It's just, I won't, and all I'm doing is just doing weddings, and that's the only thing I do at the minute. It's just full on. Because they're long days, like, you're traveling, they're longer. Then you go home, you're like, you can sort of do that end of it a wee bit, and then, you know, so it can be like draining a bit. So,
yeah, of course, but as you said, you're not just going out the road. Like, I mean, there is traveling involved. Like, weddings are long days, regardless of who you are at a wedding. Like, you know what I mean? So it can take it. And like, I'm guessing you're not just getting people in Dundalk, and you're getting people from further afield. Like, so
I was in that loan last week. I was in Kenny the week before that. You'll be all over the shop. You'll be all like Mullingar, a few places out there. Like there's a bit of travel involved. Yeah.
And the good thing about that is, like, obviously, them people have heard about you. You have a serious following going on. Like, you know what I mean? You have 6,741 people just on Instagram. Okay.
I got one more today.
Yeah. But we're hoping to be even more now. But no,
hopefully.
But like, it's great that when you get to places like that, like, obviously they have families that are from that area, so they're telling people about this great photographer that I had. Look at these photos, and then, oh, my cousin's after getting engaged, and you know what I mean? Like, and I wouldn't mind having to, because as we said, like, word of mouth is like a blessing, basically.
It is.
In this type of a thing, like, so it is. But look, you started, right, 10 years ago. Say I turn around to you and I go, Fra, I want a career change, right? I want to get into photography.
Yeah.
Any tips for a young old man, right?
Old man, yeah.
Yeah. That say somebody's listening to this, a young lad's listening to this, and they're like, I really love photography and I'd love to try and get into it. How is there any paths there for kids?
100%,
you know what I mean?
100%. That's right. Like, I didn't know anything about it at the start. Like, I literally just had an idea, and I followed it up. Then how do we go about it? Look, there's courses in O'Fee, there's midnight, there's courses in Uri. You can do 6 week courses. You do online courses. To be honest, it just start. If you're just doing, if you're thinking, I like to say, like, you want to do, like, you never really fail at something until you quit. So if you keep going, there's always you keep going. You'll always, like, and you just keep at it, and you never fail it. You're just going to keep at it.
Yeah. And like it's a passion as well. It's like anything else. You find something.
I love it.
Yeah, like you find that one thing where you're like, fuck, I've been missing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
this is it now. This is my thing. I'll go do this course. I'll go and buy this equipment. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. And like I know a girl who used to work in Vodafone back in the day. She got into photography, but probably around about 10 years ago as well. She went to Belfast, did a course and all that kind of stuff. Basically went and bought one camera, very good camera, and just started taking pictures of like the wild, in a sense. You know what I mean? She'd go into a forest and she'd take a picture. But that was her thing. Like, you know, I mean, she's not saying she's going to go take wedding pictures, right? That, but like, that's the thing. It doesn't have to be just a case of, right, you're going to be a wedding photographer. Like,
100%.
Like, there's no, like, I know I spoke to Mark before, Duffy before, and like, look, like, again, a completely different thing. So, like, there's so many different genres.
And brilliant, Mark's brilliant what he does.
Oh yeah, like I love some of the stuff he puts up because it's just insane. He spends 12 hours taking a picture or something, and it's like,
I know. I see. I don't know how Mark has the time for all that. Like and he puts some of the time into all that. Like I've been out with Mark years ago, and then I'm just come back. Like, I don't have the time for this now. Like, you know, it's not. It's a lot of effort he puts into it. Like, it's not an early moment, very, very early moment.
Yeah. You should swap for a day. You know what I mean? Send him. Send him at a wedding. You pitch a tent up away and wait for the sun to rise up. Or like, you know what I mean? Like, hey.
I know. I would never do it. Like, could never do it like Mark. Definitely not. So,
but look, come here. The main thing is you're busy at the minute. Everything's going great. Which I'm loving seeing. You know what I mean? It's great. I love when I see the pictures coming up and that, because, you know what I mean, like, they always say about people with Instagram, Facebook and stuff, you got to keep your content, you got to keep active.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean? And like, that's always the key. Otherwise you lose followers, you lose things like that. But like, I have to say, the stuff you're putting up it's incredible, Fra. I mean that, like, honest to God. I know it's been 10 years now, but you swear you've been doing this your whole life, man.
Thanks so much, Fra. It's
fucking brilliant. So they say, well, listen, come here. Before we finish up, right, tell everybody where they can find you.
Fra Lucchesi Photography, Instagram and Facebook. That's it. Simple as just the name, add photography, pop right up.
And listen, guys, get following the page, look at the photos. If you're planning a wedding in the next, say, a year or two, let's give the man a chance, you know what I mean? Like, to have a break, like, you know what I mean? But listen, Fra, I'm really delighted for you, man. It's brilliant what you're doing. Fair play to you. You really are. You're a credit to yourself, family, the town. You're just fucking incredible at what you're doing, man. You should be really proud of it. And listen, thanks so much for coming on to the show, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having us, man. Best of luck with everything.
Talk to you soon, buddy.
Take care, man. Take care. Bye-bye.